Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn the double bishop checkmate, and this is the part 2. In part 1 we discussed various position where the king was already in the corner, and here we are starting from the starting position with bishop on c1 and f1. And here let's start. We will do this in three phases. The first phase involves trapping the king with the two bishops in a kind of V shape with the light and the dark squares, and then second part activating our king and taking it to use the king to block the black king. And then as soon as the king is cornered, with the help of the king and bishops, we will do the checkmates as we discussed in the previous video part 1, and examples we discussed in the part 1. So let's start. Firstly, we'll start with one move like bishop b2, just controlling the square so that we can use it later to block the king. Let's say king moves to e7, bishop to c4, king d6, and bishop d4. And here you can see we have already blocked the king in the dark and the light square in a part of V shape. So here now the king won't escape anywhere. Now our next part will be to bring the king. First part is completed. Now we'll bring the king in the second part now. King moves to c6, king e2, king d6, king d, king e3, king c6, king here, and king here. Now we'll just block the squares as many as possible. Now let's say we block this square, and now the king is trapped over here. Just the king will move back, and as the king keeps on moving back, we can block the next square. And here the king is already blocked in the corner. So let's start. Let us say the king goes to b8, and here we have a small trap over here. We cannot play king to d7, which will lead to a stalemate. So we have to be careful. Now we have come reached the position which we had discussed in our part 1. The king is already in the corner, and bishops are controlling the squares. We play king to d6. Now as the king moves to the right side, we will just stop or block the squares on the left hand side. Bishop a7 blocking the a8 b8 square. King goes to d8. Next bishop to b7 blocking the next square. King goes to e8, king here. And now if the king moves back, we will just keep giving check with the bishop and control the squares. Bishop check, king goes to f8, and now the king is running away to g7. We'll block it over with f6. The king also takes part, and now king to g8, king g6, king to f8, bishop c5, king here, bishop here, king here, and bishop to d4 is a checkmate. So as you can see, it took 20 moves for us to do the checkmate. So if the position is favorable, we can do within 20 moves. Sometimes it may take a little bit more if we just do some error, or if the king goes a little other way. In this position, there is a possibility that the king will escape to f8, and in such a case we cannot play king to f6, because again the king will go to e8, and then he will be escaping on these both squares. So we have to reposition our bishop again. In this case, the king is running away to a g7, so we can use the a7 bishop to block those squares. Now king goes to g8, and now we can follow up with the king. Now once the king goes to f8, then we can just follow it up with bishop to c6 blocking the square, and then you can see already we are in a very favorable position. We can take the king to the corner now. So just as the king goes to g8, we just play king to g6, king f8, bishop c5 check, king to g8, bishop c4 check, king h8, and bishop d4 is again a checkmate. In this case, still the king can escape towards the other side. For example, after he goes to, in this case, the king can escape to the other side, like after king g8 and you play bishop e4, after king f8, bishop to c6, king g8, and now actually we must I think you have. I have explained the bishop checkmate in most of the I have explained the double bishop checkmate in the most simple way possible. I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubt in this variation, you can send in the comment section. And there are a lot of variations in this. You can try according to that and try to practice the end game. You can either practice it with some friend, sparring partner, or you can practice it by setting up the position against the engines in frids, etc., and practice it till you become perfect. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to my channel and do share the video. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.